Guys, actually today we are in a rather rare window of inactive astrological energetics for once. However, we also have some activations that are going to be happening this week that are a big deal and that are going to be carrying us actually throughout the next 5 months. So if you want to know what's going on today and what's going on more importantly this week, keep watching this video. I'm going to talk all about it. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Aubrey. Today is Monday, July 26th. 2021, and this is my astrological outlook of the day. So guys, like I said, for once I really don't have all that much to say today. We are coming off of a very intense weekend. We had that full moon in Leo in Aquarius, the first of two this cycle, reactivating the degrees of the great conjunction that happened last December with Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, and I made a bunch of videos about that. They'll be linked in the description box below. You guys should definitely check out those videos to know what is going on with this full moon and what this cycle is bringing us generally. But today, really, like I said, we have sort of a break. There's not all that much going on for once, really only some aspects being made by the moon. But, you know, we are coming out of the intensity of this past weekend. And, you know, there were a few other aspects in effect over the weekend that were also helping to bring clarity and to expose things that have been hidden. We had Mercury forming a trine to Neptune, and this is more secrets revealed, more destroying the illusion energetics, more truth being brought to light. And then that was also seconded by Mercury moving to oppose Pluto. This also has to do with seeing what's under the surface of things, exposing secrets, exposing things that have been hidden, like even verbally, like talking and communicating about them. So in correspondence with this full moon over the weekend that was reactivating that great conjunction that happened last year, we also had Mercury, the messenger planet, aspecting both Neptune and Pluto, doing even more to really bring clarity and to expose things that have been hidden, expose secrets, expose things that have gone on behind closed doors, under the surface of things. Definitely information coming through with that over the weekend as well, in conjunction with that that big full moon that we just had. And also simultaneously, you know, with Mercury opposite Pluto, this also, you know, created sort of an opportunity for some type of like verbal power struggles or like verbal conflicts in terms of, you know, power dynamics. Or I could see how the, you know, this exposure or this clarity or these secrets being brought to light simultaneously could have also brought up some power struggles, some issues with power dynamics, or some conflicts and tensions as well, just because, you know, a lot of times when you find things out, it kind of creates problems in other areas. So this is kind of the energy that we've been dealing with over the weekend, a very intense weekend. But today we're actually being blessed by the moon reactivating the Jupiter-Venus opposition that we had last week when Venus moved into Virgo and began to oppose Jupiter in Pisces. The moon is in early Pisces today, and so the moon will be conjuncting Jupiter, and this is going to be expanding our beliefs, expanding our faith, expanding our hope, expanding our optimism. And then the moon will move a bit and start to oppose Venus, and this is reactivating that Jupiter-Venus opposition that we had, and we could still be reaping the benefits of that today in some way. Remember, Venus and Jupiter opposed each other. This is expansion and blessings in love, relationships, finances, partnerships, and just generally like feeling good and positive, you know, perspectives, positive vibes, positive feelings. And it also does a lot to increase our internal self-love, self-worth, self-value. So that was definitely a good aspect that we had in effect last week, and it's being reactivated by the moon in Pisces today. So we are being blessed with this reactivation. Again, the moon with Jupiter, this is expanding, and Jupiter's retrograde right now too. So really asking us to look inside and to reassess our belief systems, to reassess our faith, to reassess our truth, the truths that we're holding right now, and just being expanded and asking us really to tune into our intuition and our gut feelings about things in order to reevaluate what we're believing, what we're putting our faith in, and what we're holding as truth. With Jupiter retrograde, we are being called to look inside to find the answers to what we believe, what we have faith in, and what we find to be true. And this is being expanded and activated by the moon today. And then again, like I said, with Venus in opposition, this is all of those lovely things as well. So this should bring us some very positive vibes today, some positive energy to our hearts and our souls while the moon expands with Jupiter today in that opposition with Venus. But also, and this is something that will be happening as we move into this week, we now have Mars, who is coming to the late degrees of Leo and will be forming an opposition to Jupiter following behind Venus. Remember, Mars is trailing Venus right now. And Jupiter opposite Mars, this is different. This is a different dynamic than Jupiter opposite Venus, okay? This has a tendency to bring like overblown and impulsive actions, especially in Leo, like an over dramatization of things, and also like an enhanced ability for potential anger or aggression or just those impulsive actions. And we really want to watch the urge to be like acting from the ego in a very impulsive or overblown or dramatic way with this, because that is an indication of the Mars opposite Jupiter. We could definitely see some people acting out with this, definitely sort of like the act before you think type of energetic. So this week, all of us generally, we're gonna want to try to keep a handle on our actions and on our impulses specifically, and really just try to be conscious of our behavior and make sure that we're not being over impulsive, over indulgent, over dramatic, and that we're not just like winding ourselves up about things, okay? Something to keep in mind this week. Now, also this week, Jupiter is going to be retrograding back into Aquarius. And in my intro, I said that there's an activation happening this week that is actually going to be carrying us through the next 5 months, and that is this activation. When Jupiter retrogrades back into Aquarius, Jupiter is going to be retrograding and he's going to be back in Aquarius for the next 5 months. So this week, the beginning of this week, is really giving us a 5-month period where we can make adjustments to things we've been growing. Jupiter expands, Jupiter grows things since this past winter and early spring, when Jupiter was at the same degrees in Aquarius that he will be retrograding back into with this retrograde, okay? So it wants to make sure, Jupiter wants to make sure that what we are doing and what we are believing and what we are putting our faith into is aligned with the Aquarian qualities, integrity, authenticity, and what we truly need for our greatest good to expand our lives, our belief systems, our truth, our consciousness generally, our understanding of things. So these are really what we have going on in effect today. It really isn't much at all. It's just the moon moving into Pisces, conjuncting Jupiter, expanding. Again, this is giving us really beautiful intuition, really beautiful ability to connect to God, source, spirit, universe, the divine, and receive answers, guidance, assistance internally that we can use to recreate our belief systems about ourselves and our lives in a way that are more conducive to our success with what we're growing Jupiter going forward. So as Jupiter moves back into Aquarius, comes into the late degrees of Aquarius, that is when Mars this week is going to be in the late degrees of Leo, and they will form that opposition. So we have that coming at us. And again, this Jupiter situation, Jupiter backing up into Aquarius, moving back into the late degrees of Aquarius. So things that have been activated, things that started going on, that we started working on, that we started growing, that we started putting our faith into, that we started putting our trust into, that we started putting our belief into, we need to reevaluate those things now. We need to make sure that they're aligned with our personal integrity, our personal authenticity, and that they are in alignment with what is in our highest and our best path forward. Jupiter wants to bring us blessings, wants to bring us luck, wants us to expand and to have success And so with this retrograde process, we're really getting another opportunity to look back and to see what we need to reevaluate in terms of our trust, our faith, our belief systems, so that we can really have this expansion that Jupiter is trying to bring us in whatever area of our life Jupiter is activating for us in Aquarius right now. So that is what's really going to be on the table this week. We have this Jupiter going on, and again, this is going to be for 5 months. We get 5 months to go back, to reassess our beliefs, to reassess our understanding, to reassess what we're putting our faith and trust into, and make sure it's aligned with what we want it to be aligned with for our highest and our best growth and success and positive movement forward, going forward into our future, into the path, the way the North Node is all collectively trying to take us right now. And so that's really what I have for you guys today. It was an intense weekend. We are dealing with a lot of these issues that came up last December. And now with Jupiter this week backing up into Aquarius, we are going to be reassessing how we feel and what we believe about these things as well, and having the opportunity to make adjustments in terms of those things that we are growing right now that are going to bring us success, bring us blessings, bring us the fruit of our labor going into the future. So that's really what we have today. Pretty easy day. It's just that moon out there with Jupiter and Venus, and then with Mars too, the moon before it conjuncts Jupiter and opposes Venus, it will also make an opposition to Mars as well. So we could be feeling a little feisty before enthusiasm and faith and pleasant things actually today generally. So good vibes today, and a week that is actually moving us into a period of 5 months that is going to really be life-changing for us in terms of the things that we're building that are going to bring us success in the future. So if you guys liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me comments. I love your comments. Share it with your friends if you think they would be interested, and ring the bell if you want notifications every time I upload a video. And I will be back here tomorrow, you guys, for Tuesday for my astrological outlook of the day. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Embrace those Jupiter Venus vibes. We get it again. See you tomorrow. Bye.